Hi guys, good morning. Sorry I've not been posting for a while, and for certain reasons we've not been acting. So back to our discussion. Things we must know as a child care provider. You should know these things, and these things are essential when it comes to childcare services. You should know these things. These are important um, documentation you need to understand, and this documentation is essential for you to understand the growing of a child, transition of a child, brain of a child, reasoning of a child, everything that comes with a child. You need to act and you need to behave like a child when you're with a child. I don't know if you're understanding me, but this step-to-step process, things I might likely want to teach you. We have engaging children, how you engage children. Most people don't know how to engage children. They really don't know how to engage children. We'll be talking about it. The role of a nanny. If you're a nanny, you should know your role. So I'm going to be talking about the role of a nanny, which is our most important topic. Role of a nanny, very important. Play and play work. We'll talk about play and play work. Talk about plays that are good for children, and some kind of play work that is essential for the growth and mental stability of a child. Talking about housekeeping. Housekeeping is, taking after yourself, taking care of the house after yourself. When a child messes the house and all that, you as a nanny, how you take care of the house. This is where housekeeping comes in. Talking about child development. This area is talking about the development of a child, literally. Talking about how a child reason, stage to stage development from infants down to adolescent and adulthood, from infant, toddler, preschooler. I'm going to be talking about it. That's another topic that is very essential. Talking about baby and maternity nurse care. I'm going to be talking about it. Most people really don't know how to nurse a child. If you're a nanny taking care of an infant about 2 3 months, 1 month, how do you nurse them? We're going to be talking about it. Talking about food safety, the kind of food that is essential for a child, and how to make some kind of food when a child is transitioning from infanthood to toddler. They now have the ability to be eating the normal solid food like us, but in a liquid form. I'm going to be talking about that when it's time. So we have pediatric, first aid, and CPR. How to, when CPR is needed, how to tackle situations like that. I'm going to be talking about supporting transition. Supporting transition. Supporting transition is the transition from infancy to toddler and the rest. That transition and how they behave and how to go about them, taking care of them. Each stage, each transition has certain ways at which you can take care of them. We're going to be talking about that. Then we have reading to children. Most children enjoy, you know, lullaby, some prefer reading and all that. So we're talking about reading to children. It enhances their brain, their minds, and all that, and they get creative through reading. We're going to be talking more about that. We have potty learning. Yeah, how to take care of a child and you know assisting them with defecating and all that. We're going to be talking about it. Most people really don't know it. We have emotional intelligence, how to understand the emotions of children. Yeah, children, there's a way their emotion goes, and if you don't mind the word you say to children, they are easily affected, and it shapes the way they grow into adulthood. It affects them tremendously. So we should know how to communicate with children that would not affect their emotion, because they are very fragile and little things affect them. How to deal with them, if you understand their emotions, how to follow them. We're going to be really hitting on it. And health and safety, talking about the health of a child. They might say you should take care of a child that is asthmatic. How do you take care of a child that's asthmatic? Talking about a child that have lots of allergies. How do you take care of situations like that? We are going to be hitting on it. We're also going to be hitting on toddler and big child care. Yeah, the ways at which the older ones are being taken care of is not the same for a toddler. So we're going to be talking about how to handle situations like that. Talking about routine. Yeah, the child does not have to routine, have to establish a new routine and ensures that the child masters this routine and they don't need to be told what to do. So if you have a routine for a child, it's easier to take care of a child. If you have a routine, you have manners and etiquette. Manners and etiquette is about grooming the child, establishing some mannerism that some pattern that they can grow with. They can grow with. So manner and etiquette is very important to the growing of a child. They need to know them. So talking about speech and language. Speech and language, very important the right speech to say to children, the right language to use on a child, stuff like that. It's very important. We're going to be talking about personal hygiene here. Take care of a child, personal hygiene, and all that. We'll talk basically on it, which is very, very important. Time management. You as a nanny, how do you manage your time when taking care of a child? You also have your own life to deal with here. So how do you manage a child and also your personal time? We're going to be talking about that. And we're going to be talking about working with families. Now, if you find yourself, as a home-based nanny, like living nanny, how do you work with family? Very importantly, we are going to be talking about that. So catch up with me on our next class, which we are going to be talking about routine. I'm going to start with routine. Yeah, we're going to be starting with routine. So now next class, we're going to be talking about routine. So catch up with me for next class. Thank you.